The WCC championship game is set for Tuesday. It's the 1 seed Saint Mary's and the 2 seed Gonzaga. I'm Sarah Kezele, and if you've ever watched basketball before in your life, you definitely know who this guy is. Fran Fraschilla, ESPN college basketball analyst. He's here to break down this matchup with me. Thanks so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. I've had so much fun here at the Orleans watching these semifinal games.
Love to hear that. So have we. So you just said you got a chance to watch the semifinals. What are your impressions of the style of play from these two teams and how they might match up against each other?
Well, first of all, I know both coaches well. They're friends of mine. They've done great jobs with their programs, obviously. And the rivalry is tremendous. St. Mary's, Gonzaga, you know, it's like vanilla and chocolate, you know. And but this is a unique year because St. Mary's surprised everybody with this young team after losing 5 starters. I love the way they play. They spread the floor. They shoot the 3. They have point guard play, 2 point guards in Rayhan and Nar. And they got some size inside. So I really like what Randy's team has done. They're hard to guard, which is going to be a problem for Gonzaga. The flip side of it is Gonzaga's got 2 guys that you have to account for inside in Sabonis, who I just thought poured his heart out tonight in the semifinal game, and then Kyle Wilcher, who had 29 and seemed to score on BYU in all 3 games. Not at will, but he certainly had really productive games.
When St. Mary's and Gonzaga faced up in the regular season, St. Mary's swept, but both of those games were decided by 5 points or fewer. What do you see being the deciding factor on Tuesday?
Well, I think there's a number of things. I think Gonzaga has to figure out a way to keep the ball from getting into the lane, because with those point guards, 2 of them, they're both great distributors, and they have a sixth sense. Coach Few's going to have that's going to be a concern, and that's something they're going to be talking about all night. On the other hand, St. Mary's, although they have size inside, you know, with guys like Landale and Fitzner, they're going to have to guard the big guys because they're very productive. So that's going to be a big thing. It's going to be 40 minutes of war on the court, obviously, and I just can't wait because I think the emotion is going to run high in here. The West Coast Conference ought to be proud of these 2 teams that are getting to the finals, and I can't wait to be here tomorrow night.
So I'm going to put you on the spot.
I knew you were going to do that, Sarah. That's not fair. I told you they're both friends of mine.
It's my job. I'm a journalist. That's what I do. Does Gonzaga repeat as tournament champions, or does St. Mary's get this one?
Well, I'm going to give you – here's what I'm going to tell you. I think St. Mary's is already in the tournament. I think they're going to get – they're either going to get the AQ, the automatic qualifier, or an at-large bid. I think Gonzaga needs to win this game. So I think Gonzaga's got a little more motivation, but St. Mary's has got about 4 hours more rest. So I think it's going to be a 1-point game, and it's going to come down to a Domas Sabonis tip-in at the buzzer, and 2 WCC teams maybe going to the NCAA tournament. How's that sound?
Like the sound of that.
Okay, but you can't root.
Oh, certainly not.
No. So I'm going to, but just don't tell Coach Bennett that.
Wouldn't dream of it. Well, that does it for us from Orleans Arena. We'll be back Tuesday night. He'll be on the call with Brent Musburger and Dick Vitale. The game is on ESPN at 6 o'clock Pacific. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your expertise.
It's my pleasure.